everyone, so today I want to show you this card. It's a 5x7 double tower shutter card, and it's really cool because obviously you could just have this like this, but this has got a whole new level because it's got two of them stuck together, and so it gives this really cool kind of 3D tower type look to it. It's very cool. It does fold down flat. I'm not going to fold it down completely flat because this is still wet, but it basically folds down like that and it fits in an envelope for 5x7. So if you imagine that folding completely flat like that, which it does, then that's what happens. And yeah, and it's nice because the recipient can take it out and it pretty much, you know, stands itself up. The papers I've used are from Antonio Makes, so go over to antoniomakes.com and use my code Louise10, which will get you 10% off the site. He's got some wonderful paper kits over there. This one I think was the Pretty in Pink, I think that's what it's called. So go and check that out, go and have a look and see what he's got. And then this card here was from drkcrafts.co.uk. So again, go and have a look at what they've got. I'll put all the links below in the description for these products so you can have a look at them. And then the die in the middle, the thank you die, some of you will recognise that. That's from In Love Art Shop. So make sure you use my code, which will get you 20% off. And this is actually a set. There's a whole load. There's like best wishes, special friend, happy birthday. You know, there's a few just for you. I think there's like 8 in total. They're really nice, and they all come with that little, you know, outside like shadow as well. So you've got the thank you letters, and then you've got the outside piece as well, the border. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so for this card you're going to need 2 pieces of base card that are 7x9. Now on these you're going to score, and you can do the kind of like we did for the triple panel shutter card. We kind of put the ruler in and only score to certain places, but I'm just going to score the whole thing because it's just easier, if I'm honest. So we're going to score at 1 inches, at 2 inches, at 3 inches, then at 6 inches, 7 inches, and 8 inches. Okay, and you're going to do the same on the other piece. Right, so once you've done that, you want to turn your card around, and along the first line and the last line, you're going to make a mark at 1 inch, 2 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches. And then you're going to do the same on the other line as well. So at 1, 2, 5, and 6. Okay, so then we want to take our craft knife, or if you've got a trimmer that works, you can do that. And you're going to line up those 2 marks that you've done, and you're literally going to cut across those 3 sections, or 2 sections, 3 lines. So across those 2 there, and then also from here across to there, like that. And you're going to do the same on all of your marks going down. So you should end up with that, basically. Then what we're going to do, now this is quite a thin card I've used here. You could probably do with using something a tiny bit thicker. I would probably go maybe 200 to 230 GSM. I wouldn't go much more than that because it does get a bit troublesome if you do. So what we're going to do is on this first scoreline here, we're going to avoid that. We're not going to fold that at all. The next scoreline along we are going to fold. It's going to be a mountain, and then we're going to have a valley. Okay, so you have to be a bit careful with it. Then this one here, we're going to have a mountain on the first and a valley on the second, but nothing on the third. This one here, nothing on the first, mountain on the valley, mountain on the second one, and then a valley on the third. And as you can see, I'm not properly creasing it. I'm just kind of showing it where it needs to go, because we'll burnish it properly in a minute. So then on this one here, you're going to have a mountain on the first, then a valley, and then nothing. And this one here, you're going to have nothing, then a mountain, and then a valley. So by the time you've done that, you should be able to kind of bring that down like that, so it kind of folds along where you've just shown it to fold. And you're just going to go ahead and burnish those lines. And what I would do is do these here, and then these if you turn over to do those, in fact, let's just do these ones here first. It might go a little bit skew-if. This has gone a bit skew-if. If it does, try and bring it back in. But we're going to give that a good burnish like that. And then just whip it over and see to make sure we've done all the lines. There we go. So there's your first side. So we're going to repeat the process over here. So miss the first, then mountain, then valley. First one's a mountain, next one's a valley. You miss the third, then we miss, we do a mountain, then a valley. Next one, we do a mountain, a valley, and then we miss. And then this one we miss, we do a mountain and a valley. So then we just need to just gently coax it in and then burnish. And so you end up with that, which you could use in a card, you know, for a card within its own right. You have it that way around, or you could have it that way around. So you could use that just like that if you want to. But we're going to do another one. So we're going to repeat the same process, exactly the same what we've done here. We're going to do exactly the same all over again on this one. Okay, so some eagle-eyed viewers might notice I made a bit of a mistake. I wasn't concentrating. For 1 second, my brain flicked on something else, and I ended up cutting too far. It's fine. We can cope with it. So I'm going to make sure that's my back panel. It's going to have a white piece over it anyway, so it's fine. It's not going to matter. It's not a problem. So now what we want to do is we're going to take this, turn that round, and then we're going to take some glue or red tape, and we're just going to glue the whole of this section that's kind of flat, so those squares included, and then we're going to stick the other one on top. So put the glue on, so then we're going to take this, just line it up. It's another good reason for using wet glue for this. You want something strong, because obviously you're sticking, you know, this is like the, you know, the you're sticking it together. And then I'm just going to fold it down, give it a good kind of rub just to make sure it's definitely stuck into place. And then when we're happy that it's stuck, I'm just going to have a quick look, make sure it's definitely all level, and it is. And there is your card base done. Now there's different ways you can decorate this, so I'm going to, in this tutorial, show you one way of decorating it. However, there is another tutorial which either will have already gone up or will be coming up soon, where I decorate it slightly differently. So for this particular method of decorating, I'm not going to use mats and patterns. I'm just going to use pattern pieces. But I will, on the screen, I will put up the sizes. If you're going to use a mat as well, I'll put up the size of, if you were, you know, if you're going to have a mat, this is what you'd need, and a pattern. But I'm just going to use pattern pieces, because it's just a lot of work otherwise, and they're very small. Some of the pieces are very small. So in the middle here, I'm just going to tell you the pattern pieces, and on the screen I'll put the mat pieces up. So you're going to need one piece of pattern that is 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's going to go in the middle there. And then on either side, so on here and on here, you're going to need 2 pieces of pattern that is 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Before I do, let me just tell you, these papers that I'm using are from Antonio Makes, and it's from his Pretty in Pink pack. It was originally called something else, but yeah, I think he has now, I think these are in the Pretty in Pink pack on his website. But go and have a look on his website. Don't forget to use my code Louise10, which will get you 10% off your order. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. Right, so you should end up with that, hopefully. So now we're going to do all the little tiny bits. So I'm going to start with these pieces here. So you've got 4 pieces in total, and you can do different patterns if you want. I'm just doing all the same. This is actually from the A4 glitter card pack that I got from DRK Makers, from DRK Crafts, and it's a Dovecraft pack, I believe. So, or it might be first edition actually, I can't remember. But I'll put it up on I'll put it up in the description below anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to be using this, and these measure 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you need 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these on now. Right, so you should end up with that. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned at the beginning, but these you need in total 16 pieces that are 3/4 by 3/4. I'll put up on the screen what they, well, I will have already put them up of what they would be if you have a mat as well. Then I'm just going to go ahead and add a greeting in the middle. And then all we need to do is add whatever decoration, greeting, etc. So I'm going to put a little thank you in the middle here. And then I might do some butterflies, or I might just leave it as a thank you for now. Now, because this is going here and the whole lot folds down like that, you don't really want to put it on pads. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on some silicone glue, because then I can have it a little bit raised up, but not so much that it causes a problem. This is very old silicone glue, a tube I found ages ago, and it's gone yellow, so I'm hoping it's going to still work fine, but we're going to use it anyway because it still runs, it's not gone hard, so we're going to give it a whirl. Hopefully it'll be all right. So there you go, there's your card, and as you can see, it looks really cool. It reminds me a bit of those aeroplane things they had in Star Wars. But anyway, but yeah, so there you go, there's your double tower shutter card in a 5x7 size, and obviously as you saw, it all folds down flat. I'm not going to fold it because I'll squash my thing, my greeting. But if you fold it down like that, it'll fit in an envelope for 5x7. So this was another reason why I didn't use mats as well as layers, because you end up with a lot of bulk. Because if you think, when you fold that, you're going for like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of cards. So another reason why I used a thinner card for my base than I might normally use, for that exact reason. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it. This die here is from In Love Art Shop, so make sure you go across to In Love Art Shop, use my code IcedImages, all in one word, and that will get you 20% off. Again, go and check out Antonio Makes' site and use Louise10, all in one word, and that will give you 10% off. And yeah, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!